or whatever the case may be. So with that said, I am going to hop into the presentation for you guys and share my screen. Okay, let me exit out of full screen. Okay, here we go. And let's get this going. Keynote. All right, can everybody see my screen? Give me a thumbs up. Nice, nice, nice. So, first and foremost, everyone from City Tech, UMass, Johns Hopkins, Miami Ad School, and City College, welcome to the info session for 100 Roses from Concrete Growth Initiative, which stands for Giving Real Opportunity with Talent and Heart. As I mentioned before, my name is Kenny Thacker, and I'm the founder of 100 Roses from Concrete, but I just want to give you guys a quick breakdown of who we are as 100 Roses from Concrete. We are 103 men of color in advertising, marketing, media, and PR. And we basically came together as a network where we can connect, collaborate, and grow. We are all pretty much huge diversity advocates, and we are represented, as I said earlier, all across the country, and we even have members overseas. We are about 8 months strong, and we have about 103 members currently. We're here to break down barriers, as we've said in a lot of our promotional videos. We're here to break down barriers and help people. And that's pretty much the crux of what the organization does and is about. This picture here, my City Tech folks, you probably know where we exactly are in this room. This was our visit to City Tech when we donated over 130 books to create a library for the Art and Design Club at City Tech, and that was just one of our projects. So this is who we are, this is what we are about, and we are 100 Roses from Concrete. So the Growth Initiative, I created the Growth Initiative because I've had a huge, a very significant part of my career. I've created programs for young people to gain the maximum amount of exposure and opportunity in advertising, marketing, media, and PR. So unfortunately, when the coronavirus hit, talking to different colleagues of mine, I was quickly hearing that agencies were kind of running for the hills and canceling internships. So basically, and this is like a really bad joke, but I feel like internships are becoming like the Hunger Games right now. Like literally, it's like survival of the fittest, right? And no one's volunteering in tribute to kind of take you guys. So I decided I was going to create the Growth Initiative to help college students, multicultural in particular college students, who may have been unfortunately victim to these agencies kind of running away from these internships, and these very talented and hungry, humble, and hustling students. So I created the Growth Initiative to be this virtual experience, this virtual agency experience for young people like yourselves. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, but you're going to learn a lot. You're going to build your network. And at the end, you're going to walk away with building something really cool for a nonprofit client. So I'm going to stop right there and I'll let my project, my program manager, Jad, kind of take it from here. Jad, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, just unmuting myself. Can anyone hear me? Can everyone hear me clearly?
Yep.
All right, perfect. Yeah, thanks, Kenny. So yeah, just like Kenny said, you know, this program came about as a during COVID-19 relief alternative program for all canceled internships that happened during the summer, or that are going to happen during the summer. And we figured as an organization, because we care so much for the community and for students, you know, around the country, those who are really interested in getting into that field and who didn't have the chance because of that, you know, disadvantage, would be a great initiative for us to do this alternative. And to be clear, this is not technically an internship, so it's not really paid, but it's more like an 8-week program / course, workshop, training that will give you hands-on practice and exposure to everything that you need to know in the field of media, PR, and advertising. So it will begin as an orientation session. After the orientation, there will be several sessions going on, discussing the ABCs of advertising, marketing, public relations, You will have sessions on client management, sessions on creativity, copywriting, art direction, the session on project management, sessions on strategies. You know, Devon, who's with us on the line, is going to be our head lead for strategies. So he will be one of the speakers during this program who will talk to you about strategies. And for those of you who are interested, can reach out to him during the program. Of course, we will be assigning you guys into teams, and we're estimating around like 30 to 40 candidates to have for this program. You'll be split into teams. We're still deciding the number of teams, and you will have a client as a nonprofit, an actual nonprofit that we will be partnering with, and you will be working on a campaign for that nonprofit from the beginning of the program until the end of the program. And your final product would be an actual advertising campaign that you will work on as a team to present to this client that will be added to your portfolio. So you will go through all the steps and you go through all the departments, and you will be meeting with different people from different disciplines, and they will come from different formats. So we have our leadership team who are going to be giving you the talks and who are going to, you know, be managing the campaigns, but also we'll be having Sunnyside chats, which are special guests who are outside of our organization and who come from specific disciplines and from other agencies or other organizations who will come and give a specific talk within the industry. Can we go to the next slide, Kenny? Yes, so like I said, you will be split into groups, you know, and in each group, you will be considered as your own agency, as your own creative agency. So you will be assigned roles. In each group, there will be an account manager, a project manager, a strategist, a producer, an art director, a copywriter, you know, and you will be your own creative team, your own agency handling the client and the client's project, which will be the campaign. You will also have a resume and portfolio review prior to completion of the program. And of course, we're working on that to see like who you will be assigned with to work on your resume review and your portfolio review as you go along. And at the end, you will all receive a certificate of completion as an achievement, and also a recommendation signed by our very own Kenny Thacker. And you can use the letter of recommendation for future employments or for future opportunities. But also the most important thing out of this program is not the paper that you will have in your hand. It will also be the network that you will have and the connections that you will have built throughout this program, and not only through, you know, your mentors or the Sunnyside Chat special guests, but from people in our organization and outside of the organization. And it's really up to you to build that connection and grow that connection throughout the program and post the program. Can we go through the next slide? So in terms of eligibility requirements to apply for this program, you need to be a college student or recent graduate student under 2 years. You must commit at least 2 days a week for a minimum of at least 2 hours per day to the program. We're still deciding on the actual timing and the actual days, but we only require around like 4 hours a week from you, 2 hours one day and 2 hours the other day. You must have at least 1 year of some sort of experience in advertising. You know, we're not being too critical about it, but we definitely want people who have a sense of, you know, the advertising industry. So if you've done an internship somewhere, you know, freelance or a training anywhere, you know, that would count as experience. And you should have access to a computer with a camera, because we're going to be doing our calls via Zoom. So on every session, we will be doing our sessions via Zoom, where we will all be participating. And this is a very heavy, interactive, and participation-oriented program. So everybody's going to have a say, and we're not here to just talk, but we're here also to listen to you and have you interact with us. So our main are going to be Zoom and Slack. We're going to be using our Slack platform for you guys to have a discussion between each other and with us on a day-to-day basis. And the Zoom call is going to be the actual classroom, if you want. Next slide, please. Awesome. I think, Kenny, you can take it from there, since you've had the pleasure of having these testimonials of the previous programs that you've did.
Okay, guys. So this is just a quick testimonial from my friend slash brother slash George, and also he's a Rose as well. He's a part of our organization. He's a part of our senior leadership advisory. For my City Tech folks, you know who this is. So this is just basically a quick testimony about his experience working with me and working with me in other programs and things of that nature, and how it's beneficial to students from his school. We have another testimonial from my City College folks, maybe my graduate City College folks. This is from Nancy Artag. I've been partnering with Nancy for probably like the last 9 years, and it's been absolutely amazing. So this is just a quick, testimonial to having worked with me and, gotten great things out of the program for her and her students. So this slide right here, I do not call it my success slide. I call it our Rockstar slide. And why do I call it the Rockstar slide? Is because, as Jad mentioned earlier, this is an unpaid program, but these are students that have been through through my last program that I did, and they are all currently working in the industry. So though you may not get paid to be in this program, it will pay off. Every single photo you see in this slide, these are young people that have been in and out of my programs for the last 3 years. And they don't work at, these little boutique agencies. They work at huge, big time agencies. And none of them got paid, but like I said before, it paid off. There's a method to the madness of how we make all this come together, but we feel like that it does do some good. And this is just an example of how good it does. If you look at the faces on this slide, you see they come in all shapes, colors, and creeds. And these are just amazing, amazing young people that have been through programs that I've created and are now working in the industry. So this is the team, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Growth Initiative team. You have Jad as your program manager. You have Carlos and Ravi in creative. You have Devon and Gary, who will be your planning and strategy moderators. You have Anderson as your public relations moderator. You have Daniel Reed. He will be our account management moderator. You have Muhammad in production and Dorian in project management. So you will get presentations from all of these gentlemen on this screen here, and they'll give you like this really this incredible thorough crash course in all these different disciplines. So you're going to learn stuff you didn't know, and if you did know, you're going to learn more stuff about stuff you already know. But all these great young people, all these great gentlemen here have been handpicked and are definitely committed to you to get the most out of this experience as possible. So I'm gonna let my brother Devon, the closer, take the timeline, and he's gonna bring you guys through this. Devon?
Yeah, absolutely. So the timeline for you folks, as you know, applications are open. We opened it on April 15th, so about a week or two ago, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, until we end up having the deadline for the said sign-up process, we're having Zoom calls. We had our first one last Wednesday, and this is our second one today. We're gonna have 2 more down the line for the following weeks. So of course, if you like what you hear today, or one of your friends may have been interested in learning more about this program, they can definitely attend. Or if you have future questions that you come up with, maybe after our conversation today, you're more than welcome to join again the next following Zoom sessions. So definitely stay tuned for those and definitely spread the word. But of course, make sure that you do apply sooner rather than later, because the deadline is May 15th. Of course, that's still a whiles away, about 2 weeks so, but of course that'll go by fast, just considering the state that we're in right now. Could you go to the next slide, Kenny? So of course, on the 25th, after we have all our applications in, we're going to screen you, we're going to interview you, get to know you guys a little bit better. And after that, we're going to go ahead and send out our acceptance letters to those who do make it into the program. And on June 1st, we're going to go ahead and launch the Growth Initiative. So throughout the initiative, similar to what Kenny touched on, as well as what Jad touched on, You guys are going to learn all the skills that you would normally learn in agencies from people that do work in agencies. And we're not talking about, like Kenny said, small shops. We're talking about some of the biggest names out there. So the experience that you're going to get is legit. But more than that, it's going to come from all different walks of life. Because I can tell you for sure, the strategy that you learn at Saatchi and Saatchi is much different than the strategy that you'll learn at a place such as McCann. So you're going to definitely be getting hands-on skills from the best of the best. So we're going to have lectures throughout the said program. We're also going to have sunny side chats where we have people from the industry come in and speak to you about different topics that cover advertising as well as the current state of events. These are going to be speakers from some of the biggest names out there. Can't say too much now, but of course, once you do get into the program, you'll definitely be amazed by the roster that we have set up for you guys. And of course, we're going to have different lectures throughout this. I'll be teaching you guys brand strategy as well as other things that go into strategy, such as storytelling, finding out about insights, the list goes on. And, the same thing as far as it goes for learning about copy and account management. We'll have that several times throughout the said program. So one week you'll learn something, and then the next week you'll learn something completely different. But all the material is very relevant to what you will be doing when you actually enter the said industry as well as the agencies that you'll be working in. Can you go to the next slide, Kenny? So as we move into the 17th, then we'll go ahead and have your first assignment in your creative briefs for one of the nonprofits that you'll be working with. Mind you, there's a great opportunity because it's not like you're just doing some fictitious project. You'll be working with real clients and producing real work that will be pushed out into the world that you can tell your friends, family members about, as well as you'll be able to put on your portfolio for you creatives out there. So I'll definitely give you a boost as you begin to enter the industry. And throughout this project process, as you learn about information from these sunny side chats, as well as information from, different strategy leads out there, account leads, you'll have a better idea of, how to create this brief and how to formulate different strategies, and as well as, just different tactics that can go into the campaigns that you'll be creating. So we'll be guiding you along throughout this process. It's not like, you'll be alone throughout this. Of course, we won't be holding your hands. We have full faith in you guys that throughout the process, what you'll learn, you'll be able to put to practice. And of course, even though we won't be holding your hands, we will be guiding you, making sure that the products that you'll be creating or the service that you'll be creating from the campaign will be one that, is of great quality. Could you go to the next slide, Kenny? So, as we walk through this process, eventually we'll get to the point where, you'll actually get to present this to the client. We'll make sure that you guys are all prepared for this. Something I'd like to mention as well is as you will have leads in strategy and account management, you'll also have mentors who will be able to help you. These are also people who are in the industry and very competent people at that. So you'll definitely be getting a hands-on approach from multiple parties, not to necessarily confuse you, but to get multiple ideas of how you should go about approaching this said project. And mind you, these are also people that you'll then have added into your network. This is something that Jad touched on earlier. So even when a program is over, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, whatever it may be, as far as it goes for your career, someone just to talk to, these are people that you can definitely rely on and people that you will have in your network to be able to call on. So all in all, you'll be working on this project about halfway through the internship, but by that time you should have all the skills necessary to be able to build a great campaign. We'll have rehearsals, and then towards the end, after that, you'll then have a graduation as well as portfolio and resume review. Like I said, these are people who've been in the industry for a minute, so we definitely know what keywords you should definitely be putting on your resume and how to create your resume in a way that almost flows like a story, so that when people ask you about whatever credentials you have, you can articulate it in a way that really pops out amongst your peers. So, on the 29th, we're going to have that graduation and the presentation. It's going to be dope. All you guys are going to be geniuses at that point. You're not even going to need our help. You're going to know how to build campaigns and whatnot, as well as you're going to have tons of friends that, you can definitely speak to, as you all will be industry rock stars at that point. Could you go to the next slide, Kenny? So of course, like Kenny said, I'm the closer. To sum up everything and, of course, dive into questions, I'm pretty sure you guys have a ton of it. This program is going to be amazing. I find myself to be pretty well connected in the industry, as well as with folks in college. In the industry, a lot of these businesses out here are implementing hiring freezes, and of course, they're canceling internship programs. You guys probably heard it. And of course, especially the class of 2020, which many of you guys probably are a part of, is very terrifying to be, so close to graduation and probably had everything set up and probably had it canceled, or just can't find anything just because of that. And I can say from experience that an internship is very crucial to being able to get into the industry. It's almost like the door that you need to get into, or, have to have that key to get into the industry. So, this program all in all will give you all the skills that you will receive in your traditional internship. It's very flexible. It's going to be evening hours, so you can have your day hustle, make your money, and then come in later in the evening and get all those hands-on experience. You're learning from the best of the best out here. We're going to have the best of the best come in. So, in some aspects, it's probably going to be better than your traditional, internship. So, definitely, I hope that you guys were able to learn more about our program versus what we probably posted on social media and you guys probably heard. And of course, we'd like to open up room for questions if you have any.
Thanks a lot, Devon, and thanks a lot, Jad. So as I told y'all, he's the closer. So he closes this out, in a very poetic fashion, I must say. I just want, if you guys don't have any immediate questions, I just want to invite some of the other roses to kind of like just hop in and maybe add some words of wisdom or their thoughts about the program and where we're leading this into the future.
I just have one question.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Alex. What's your question?
Yeah. So Jad had mentioned when he was speaking that you need experience within the in order to apply, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does having experience, meaning like studying it in school, does that apply?
Yes. That's what it totally means. At least 1 year of ad studies under your belt. That's all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're not looking. If you've never had an internship before, that's totally fine. That's totally
School
fine.
experience is considered experience at this stage. So yes, it's different when you're like coming from a finance background and you want to go through this program, and you're gonna have to like relearn everything. So this is like for all ad, media, communication specific students. So just to be clear on that, yes.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Nikita.
If you're like my portfolio currently is tailored towards copywriting, but I want to switch over to strategy. Do you guys have any advice? Should I like modify the portfolio before I submit it, or is it okay to leave it as is? Because I don't really have any strategy briefs in my portfolio.
I think you should, I would say honestly, from my perspective, put it as it is and then mention that you're interested in strategies. I think that would be a great way to present yourself. You don't have to do a strategy portfolio. I think you should just put in that you're a copywriter and you're interested in strategy and why you're interested in strategy. That's how I would approach it.
Okay. Exactly. And to add on to that, of course, we're trying to make you guys as robust as possible. Maybe even come in here, wanting to be a copywriter and then leaving and saying, you know what, I want to go into strategy. And throughout this program, we're not going to pigeonhole you into one specific, track. Of course, we want you to stay on that track that you want to go into just so you can get as much experience as possible. But by all means, if you are interested in strategy, of course, reach out to the leads. Well, I'd be more than happy to teach you about strategy because I do think that's an amazing career path. And, especially when it comes into the campaigns that you'll be building, strategy is going to play a key role. So we want to make sure that you do understand what strategy is and how to best apply it.
Perfect. And I had another question. For the letter of recommendation, who should the mentor address it to?
Growth initiative.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. The growth initiative. That's fine.
Yeah. I had a couple
upload
of.
it. You're going to upload it to the site anyway. So it's not like you're emailing it. You're uploading it to the application. Yeah, so they can just address it to the growth initiative or to who it may concern. That's fine. Go ahead, Ali.
Yeah, I had a couple of questions. One, just going off of the explanation that I just heard, and generally the program dynamics, it seems like you won't be pigeonholed, and it's not going to work like a typical advertising internship where, if you're into strategy, that's the department you're going to work in. So how would that work with the project if not everyone has a specific department that they, I guess, are assigned to? How would that work, translate to the project where obviously everyone will need to take on different roles, right?
Kenny, would you mind me answering this, or did you want
to
add?
Yeah. No, you got it.
Yes.
You got it.
Yeah, Ali, just to be very clear, you will all be exposed to all the departments in terms of talks. So consider it's like an online classroom. In a classroom, today's talk is going to be copywriting and art direction and creative strategies. Everybody's going to be exposed to it. You're going to have maybe, depending on the growth team, if they want to do an exercise or a workshop, it's up to them to cater. But when you're going to be assigned to your groups, the first week you won't be assigned any roles. The first week is introduction orientation. Then we're going to approach you guys and see, depending on your application, what role you're interested in. We will assign you the role that you are interested in. Okay. But in terms of exposure, you're going to be exposed to all departments. And when you're going to be working with your teams, remember that you are going to be an agency as a group. So you guys might decide to switch roles within yourselves, But remember one thing, once you're going to present to the client, make sure you keep in your roles, you stay within your roles, but you all pitch in. But it's really up to you to cater however you want it. But just remember, because of your own interest, if you want to be a copywriter, focus on the copy and strengthen your copy skills within the campaign that you are working on. But that does not stop you from asking questions or being interested in something or doing something within strategies as you go on through the talks and everything. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. That's super helpful. And then with regards to the application, what should a mentor or a professor who's writing my letter of recommendation, what are the things that he should be focusing on? Because in my mind, I could either reach out to a professor who knows me really well, or I could reach out to someone in the industry who knows, the kind of struggles that I've been dealing with in terms of looking at a role. So I just want to understand what would be a better thing, and what are some things that you guys are looking for in a letter of recommendation.
Well, I mean, Kenny, would you like to give your two thoughts on that, since you were requiring a letter of recommendation? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm requiring everything. I want a blood sample too, Ali. Make sure you're COVID negative. No, look, man. You described two separate people, right? I want the first one. I want someone that knows you well. Someone that knows what you're passionate about, someone that knows your strengths. Maybe that person even knows some of your weaknesses. The type of people that we're looking for, we discussed this, Brother Dave and Devon and Jaguar on the call that we did last week. And our down south leader of the Roses said it very best. He said, we're looking for people that hustle, people that are hungry, people that are humble, and people that are human. That's what we want out of our growth initiative participants, because every single one of the Roses that you see on this call, that's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they are. They are hungry, they are humble, they are human, but they also have a hustle about them. Even our mentors, we have Brother Dave, who's a mentor. It's all about those four things. If you possess those qualities, then this is where you belong. And this is where you've always belonged. You know, this whole COVID thing, yeah, it sucks that it happened, but maybe it happened for a reason. So you can be here with us for the next 8 weeks between June and July, because we will not let you fail. I guarantee you, we will not let you fail. You saw that Rockstar slide. Those are, I don't know how many pictures were on there. Those are all pictures of people that I did not let fail. So that is my pledge as the founder of 100 Roses from Concrete, that we and myself will not let you fail. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that before, but I'm telling you this right the fuck now. We will not let you fail.
Thank you.
Next question. No, I'm
I love that, Kenny. I love that so much, man. I was fortunate to be told that, and I was in a very different situation than so many of y'all, but I love hearing it in this community. You know, I'm there for y'all.
Mm-hmm. X, I know you got something on your mind, X. It looks like something's on your mind, X.
I just think, can y'all hear me, by the way? I was on mute. Sorry. You got me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
okay,
cool. We can hear you.
I was just thinking the amount of time it takes, and I can attest to my own experience with this, the amount of time it takes for you to figure out things on your own and learn to command that respect from the conjecture of being comfortable in your own creative ability versus what you guys are going to get in this program is going to be miles apart in terms of difference. So that's just the one thing I wanted to say to kind of put that bridge on the map.
Not a question.
We can go through the room to do temperature check. Shivani, do you have anything you want to add? No. Okay. Lauren.
No, I think you guys really covered everything, and we're so thorough with the kind of anticipating the responses.
Brian, Gabriella.
Everything was very thorough, and one thing that I do like is that you guys are very certain that you're gonna be there for us, from beginning to end. Like like you said that you're not gonna let us fail. You're gonna be there for us, and knowing that throughout this process I'm gonna come out of something with it. It means a lot. Like I can show them on my hard work.
That's all Kenny who's gonna be there with you. I'm just gonna get you there, and then I'm gonna bounce. So make sure you guys are doing good, and then come at the end of the program. Everybody's still doing okay? Okay, good, great. Here are your certificates. Bye. I'm just kidding. All right.
So I see. So guys, well, the Roses know Kelvin. He's one of our social media Roses leads. His brother is on the line right now. Kenneth, his twin brother, is on the line. Kenneth, what's up, my dude? You got any questions? You got to take it off mute, or I'll unmute you myself. Kenneth, any questions? There you go. And Kelvin's on too. So okay.
No, I'm good. Just,
not you, dude. Your brother.
Which one? No, sorry. I just couldn't have the mic on for a second.
Yeah, Kenneth, you got any questions?
Not right now. Everything's pretty straightforward for me.
Okay. You're a good dude, man. Thank you for coming.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
So in terms of the projects, do you guys have any idea what kind of nonprofits we'd be working with? And how would the projects be how would the projects be assigned? Is it, you guys will assign us, or will we have a say in what projects would be preferable for us?
You don't have a say. Your name's not on the website yet, so you don't got a say. We'll assign you everything. I mean, Brother Al and I are working on all that right now, as far as like which organizations. So we're juggling a couple organizations. All of you on this call right now are the first ones to hear this information. The last call, this hadn't been done yet, but the Growth Initiative will be partnering with the Ad Club, with the Advertising Club of New York. So they will, we are collaborating with them. So this will be a joint effort. We will be doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the Growth Initiative. However, they will be a partner with us. So anything that they're offering this summer, Growth Initiative participants will have 100% access to. From me to y'all, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be partnering with the Ad Club. They're also going to provide us with an additional certain number of participants that'll be a part of the Growth Initiative. But that's what we're doing. This is y'all are first. Well, Gary and Al and the rest of the guys. I just told them this an hour ago though. But this just happened today. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you guys to learn outside of our program. And I'm also a part of another task force with Ms. Rivera, to my city college folks, to help you guys even have more experiences at all Growth Initiatives. Anything literally that I'm partnering with and I'm involved with, you guys will have access to that, because this is not about me. This is about you guys and me providing and finding ways to give you guys. I want to fill that 8 weeks with stuff. And that's what I'm going to do for you guys. So there's a lot of great stuff on the horizon, but you heard it here first, that 100 Roads from Concrete and the Ad Club New York are partnering this summer. So go tell that on the mountain. Hey, Becky, how you doing?
What's up? I just jumped off from another call, so work. So I was like, jump on this one too.
Well, if you want to hit me up on like LinkedIn, and you and I can just rap about this, then feel free to hit me up, and I'll run you through the entire presentation and let you know what's up about the roses, because we were just in the Q&A part. So I don't know if you had a chance to like check out the website or like read about it, but if you have any questions right now, we're more than glad to answer that.
I've been knowing it straight from the time you visited City Tech. I was like, I'm on this. Let's go.
City Tech in the building.
Becky's always like that.
I know.
Like I got so, I made such a joke. Like I started this year. I was just like, I'm gonna make a title called Call Me Hype Man Becky, and then I made a whole merch line for myself.
Hey, that works. Brother Carl, thoughts?
Yeah, I you didn't mention Pratt. There's no Pratt people here?
Nah.
I went to Pratt. I think this is incredible. I think that I've been in the business a little bit, and I had the opportunity to work at some agencies and work for myself. The thing about working at an ad agency that is different, well, there's ad agency and there's graphic design studios. They're totally different. An ad agency is like, let's say, a donut shop where everybody gets a little piece of the donut, and then the donut is complete. So you may be the person that adds the flour, you may be the person that adds the sugar, you may be the person that mixes the dough, you may be the person cooking. The challenge with that is when you're in an ad agency, you won't have the opportunity to learn how to mix the sugar, because that's somebody else's job, and you can't step on their toes. So when you leave, if you happen to leave, because most ad agencies you will end up leaving, for one reason or another, you're out there only knowing how to stir the sugar. Now that could be a problem, because that's the type of job you're looking for. At a design studio, you kind of learn everything, but you don't really learn the ad bits. So it's two different disciplines. graphic design and advertising. Now, I've been fortunate to have worked in both, and working in both, you learn different types of disciplines. That doesn't mean you're great in both, just means you learn both. I think this program is excellent. Something you said, Kenny, that is priceless. You're going to learn the whole pie, and you can decide where you want to be. But I suggest this. If you're gonna, there's two things that happen in your life. Are you gonna work for an agency or you work for yourself? That's just the bottom line. And that's the way it is. Working for yourself is great, but you have to know everything. You can't trust anybody because they'll blow it. You have to know everything. So knowing everything means that you should know how to create. You should know how to strategize. You should know how to design. You should know right for finished production. When you know that, you have more control of picking your own clients, because maybe one day you want to pick your own clients. And if you're looking at money, that's money. I mean, if you can go to a client and say, look, I can do the whole 9 and I can maybe hire someone to help me, then you understand how this game is, you know, because at ad agency, everything's billable. The client's a bill and every hour has to pertain to someone. So just imagine when you can control those billables because you understand the game. So I think that, you know, as Kenny mentioned, I'm not a big ad, I don't have any big office at an ad agency. I would have loved to work for some of the ad agencies when I got out of Pratt, but it just didn't happen. I worked for Wonderman for a little bit, and I did production at night. Production is great because you know how to put an ad together. And just because you have an idea, that doesn't mean anything. Everybody can come up with an idea. Really, ideas come a dime a dozen. Executing it, that's the difference. How do you execute what's in your brain? Now, a lot of you are going to come up with a lot of ideas, and then it can be shot down. Don't take it personal. That's just the name of the business. And, you know, I'm going to throw this out at you. You have to be the best. And if you're a minority, you have to be great. That's just the way it is, you know. And now it's even more so because technically no one needs us. They don't. Don't think that you go out there, somebody say, oh, wow, you came up with an idea. Please, come on in. Here's your, no, it doesn't work that way. You got to be so good that somebody is going to take note. And just how we met on the internet. Here's the wild thing about social media. You see that square at LinkedIn or that square Facebook? Everybody shares that. That's shared by some of the largest ad agencies, and it's shared by you sitting in your pajamas. That's square. So now you guys have guns that I didn't have when I got out of school. You know, just didn't have. I got camera gear that there's no way I could shot anything. Now you have camera gear. You have a lot of tools. Only thing I'll say to you is take advantage of these guys because they have a lot of experience. Put everything in your head and be prepared to do two things at the end of the day, either to learn how to work in the agency structure or to learn how to handle a client on your own. So the more you learn, the more you'll be able to be your own boss.
Facts, all facts. Thank you, Brother Carl. Al, Brother Gary, before we let these wonderful people go.
I'll speak to the other angle. The reality is this, proactivity that you're taking now, whether it be 6 months from now because you're graduating this year or a year from now because you're graduating next year, you're always going to be asked how you handled COVID-19. And advertising, people are going to tell you all these things. Advertising is 2 parts in its simplest form. It's telling a story and selling a product. This is the beginning of your story because you're going to say, I learned this, I proactively submitted for this, I got this learning from an ad club, I got this learning from, and I paired up with this mentor, and I worked for this nonprofit, and I enhanced my resume. At minimum, even if you find out that you don't want to be whatever it is you tried today, or you try in the next couple months, strategy, copywriting, whatever. 1, it's your prerogative. It's your age to change. 2, you're still going to be able to tell a story. So I congratulate you for even being here, and I look forward to potentially working with some of you guys.
Yep. Awesome. Gary?
Yeah. So, basically to close it up, I mean, this is a wild industry. Okay, you're gonna learn a whole lot, not only like the structural parts and other stuff. You're gonna learn what it's like to be a person in this industry. Okay, so all of these things that you're going to be learning, everything that you're going to be consuming, all the information, all the experience is going to be wildly important to whatever you end up doing in your life, like Al said. So get ready for this ride. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be ultra valuable for whatever your end game is going to be. Okay. We're in weird times. These weird times will make us stronger. So keep that in mind. And thank you all for being here.
I just wanted to add one other thing, right? Because the hour requirements that we have listed is loosely the minimum, right? And if you're here, I'm assuming that you're not a minimum person. So, for example, the ad club, if you're paired up with their training session and their lunch and learns or whatever it is that they might be doing, that's going to happen at noon, which is separate from the stuff that's going to happen in the evening, which is separate from research that you might do proactively tied, or consumer insights that you might do on the fly. So if you have a day job, there's still opportunity to learn. If you don't have a job during the day, or you don't have an activity or responsibility during the day, there's tons of opportunities for you to add and complement this while still finally going outside. But there's a minimum hour requirement, but then everything else, just like trying to go from that B- to an A, is up to you. That's it.
Yeah, to piggyback on what Al said, there definitely is a lot of independent time that you all be responsible for organizing on your own, because to piggyback what Devon said, we're not going to hold your hand this entire way. That's not what this is about. Everyone's grown. I'm pretty sure all of you all can follow instruction very well. So this will definitely not be a lot of hand holding. You will have guidance. You'll have guidance from some of the best people I know, because that's how important this is to me. I'm not just gonna, pair you guys up with, Joe Schmo ad guy who doesn't care about people that look like us or think like us or have been through journeys like we've been through. No. I'm not gonna pair you up with that. I'm gonna pair you up with the best people I know, like Gary, Devon, Anderson, Muhammad, Dorian, Carlos, and Robbie. I think that's everybody's name. That's who I'm gonna pair you up with. And then, as Jad said earlier, we are giving each and every. This is a commitment that we are making to you. We are giving each and every. Well, if you apply that, we are giving each and every one of you a personal mentor. A personal mentor. We are going to give you one so you can lean on that person when. I don't know what in the world's going on in your life, but you can just lean on them. Even if it's stuff that doesn't have to do with growth initiative, you can lean on that mentor if need be. That's why one growth initiative applicants can be of all different types of genders, but the mentors are also going to be all different types of genders. And per Jad's suggestion, your Sunnyside chat speakers, 80% of them will be female. I mean, what we're giving you guys, you can't even buy it anywhere. You can't buy this type of experience. This is something that's going to change your life. It's already changing my life, and we haven't even started yet. It's just keeping me up at night and waking me up early in the morning. But I must say that this, if you've done internship programs before or externship programs before, I'm sure they were great, but they're not this. We are here to give you real opportunity with talent and heart. On that note, if you all have any extra questions, Jad put the email address in the chat. Oh, you got a question, Kata?
Yeah, it was a real quick one. Just, I feel like the states are opening up. What is this thing going to be virtual, even if like everyone's like, okay, we can go back outside, or like what's going on with that?
Well, we are definitely
no.
keep this virtual. I don't think we've had any plans to like move this because this is going to be like many states, so it's going to be purely virtual. So keep your mind busy until keep you guys busy until everything happens. But this is going to be strictly virtual. We start off like this. We want to end it that way. taking this offline is just beating the points. So whether they open or not, we want to keep it
We'll
online.
still be in here.
Hey, I love that. That works in my schedule. Thank you.
Yes.
also, just to piggyback on what Jazz said, because the applicants, I mean, a lot of you all are here in New York, but I mean, we have applicants from the West Coast. We even have applicants from overseas right now. I mean, that's where we are. I'm not even bragging about my shit, but that's where we are right now. We even have applicants from overseas. So like we're gonna maintain this to be virtual, even if we can't go outside. Even if we had to go outside tomorrow, this would still be virtual. And then when we carry this on upon the success of this into the fall, which will be a much smaller group, it will still be digital, because I feel like there's just so many people that need this experience, and it just doesn't fall into like that 9 to 5 schedule. And if it can quote unquote be kind of like add night school, then that's what it's going to be. It's going to be add night school. But this is what we want to give, and this is what we're going to give to you guys. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Once again, thank you for the roses that attended, but more importantly, Brother Carl, but more importantly, and the mentors, Dave. But thank you all for just being here tonight. Once again, we're available at the email address. I can be found everywhere, so I answer questions pretty quickly, not too quickly, but I answer questions as quickly as possible. If you want to reach out to me just on like a sidebar or whatever, reach out. I'm here. We can answer questions, but at that growth initiative, Jad can get back to you as quickly as possible as well. So we're here. We are the 100 Roads from Concrete. Thank you so much. Y'all be safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask.
Hey, can I ask a quick question, Kenny? Hey, would y'all mind if we connected like through LinkedIn or something? I'd love to get to know some of the other roses. Like, do you guys mind? I'm not like trying to get business or nothing. I'm just trying to.
Damn it, Dave.
I just moved from New York back to Virginia, and I moved back into education. I used to be in New York for 17 years, and I just moved into education. And I'd love to get a sense of what I can learn from each of you. Like Kenny will tell you where my heart is. Like, I'd love to learn tonight, even like from y'all. I'd love to get a sense of who each of you are, and what I can learn from you, and how I can help. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys don't mind, I'd love to link up with you guys outside. And LinkedIn seems like the best place for that, if you guys don't mind. Just know that I'm not trying to like you know what I mean?
Us or the students, like us as an organization?
Yeah, with the other mentors.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna have a mentor call, Dave.
Okay, that's it. That's what I'm asking.
Get all the mentors. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how I can best help this organization. What I'm saying. What I can offer.
We're gonna put you to work, Dave. Don't worry about that. We're gonna put you to work.
Look, I'm already working, man. I'm an adjunct, man. You know what? That's all I do. I love y'all.
We're gonna put you to work.
No, thank y'all for letting me be a part of this.
God bless you, Dave. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. Well, if that's it, I don't know. Brian, are you good? Did I hit you up for a question? Are you good, Brian?
Yeah. I just had a question about the application. I saw
good.
The letter of recommendation, we're supposed to attach it there. Is there any way that, because I'm eager to start applying as soon as possible, I just don't know how long it takes my professor to write a letter of recommendation. Should I wait until they're back?
It won't let you complete the application unless you have the letter of recommendation, because it's required, right, Jad?
Yeah, on May 15th.
It is
May 15th
required.
Is deadline. It is required, and May 15th is the deadline. So you guys have time. Don't worry. I think you have like 2 weeks from now, so don't sweat it. Once you have it ready, just complete it.
But Brian, if you feel like it's like May 12th, which is my birthday, by the way, so you better apply by then. And you better send me a gift. But I say this every call. But if you feel like, you know what, the deadline's getting close and you're seeing a problem with that letter of recommendation, email us immediately, like, you know what, this professor is slower than shit on a snail. Just hit us up and be like, hey, like, I really want to apply. I asked today, what's today, the 29th, and it's like the 13th of May, and you still don't have this recommendation that you've been waiting for 2 weeks, email us and be like, hey, I'm still waiting on this recommendation. Is there anything I can do to just kind of like get in or get my application in without this, and I'll email it to you guys once I have it. Just let us know, and we'll work that out. Yeah, because I remember how I used to be waiting on recommendations. They'll get to like the very last minute, but they should be able to do it because they're freaking home.
Yeah.
Double dip. Ask a second person now.
Yeah, have a plan B. Have a plan B, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, you can also
right.
lob out the deadline and get them to do it.
Yeah, tell them the deadline's like
I'm just
5th,
saying, man, you gotta finish this one somehow.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
All right. Does anyone have any other question for Kenny, for any of the roses? Again, if not, you can reach out to us on email, but we're looking forward to have your applications, everyone. And thank you so much for being on this call.
Yeah. It's a good looking call. Y'all some good looking folks.
Kenny, that's it.
Especially you, Devon.
Bye.
Thank you much.
All right,
Enjoy.
y'all.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Be safe.
Good night, guys.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.
See ya.
Good night. Stay safe. Stay sane.